Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Dorrani, Connor, and Sherif from VG247.com. Boys, how are you?
I'm good.
Doing great.
Good. So, another year, which means another Call of Duty game.
That's
Call
right.
of Duty Vanguard. Oh, man. How are we feeling about this? Because the lead up to it was very shaky, to say the least, for a variety of reasons, but it's here now. How do you guys feel about Call of Duty's multiplayer? This conversation is specifically about multiplayer. We will talk about the zombies and campaign in a different video. If you guys who are watching want to go and watch it. So yeah, multiplayer. Connor, you can go first.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's been a little bit since I've played a Call of Duty multiplayer. I kind of missed how fast paced it is.
Yeah,
Vanguard definitely doesn't miss out on that sort of aspect of it. And like playing a World War II game again, I was a bit worried that it would be a lot of the same old. And there are obviously some returning guns and like a similar feel from, let's say, like World at War. But
yeah,
I do think it does enough different to differentiate. And I'm having a good time with it.
yeah. And you, Sharif?
Yeah, I'm having a surprisingly good time with it as well. I'm generally not a Call of Duty fan. I try to have fun with them as much as I can, but I don't stick with their multiplayer. I'm not a fan of like the cycle of like kill streaks and like fast respawns or whatever.
Yeah.
But this game is surprisingly engaging. And I think for me, the number one reason for that is the blitz space, which
Okay.
For people who don't know, this game lets you essentially pick the pace of multiplayer. You have standard, you have tactical, and then on the far end of that is blitz, which is before the game came out, they basically said that they wanted to have shipment, the map, on every map. But they wanted to create the experience of shipment on every map. And I think they have succeeded because it is so incredibly packed with players. Respawn times are very short. You go in, you die. It doesn't matter if you got killed by a kill streak or like a bullshit grenades or someone was camping in a corner. You don't have time to think about any of like the balance or like the mechanics of how that happened. You're immediately back in, and you're just fighting. You get 2 kills, maybe you get a UAV, maybe you don't. You die, you respawn, and it's just distilled all of the things that I like about Call of Duty, which is a fast pace, without having to worry about like someone camping or like someone like taking advantage of like the kill streak system or anything like that. And it's been like surprisingly, I'm enjoying it. Like I'm logging in every night. I'm reviewing the game, but like not just for the review. I'm just logging in to play multiplayer, and it's weird for me to do that in a Call of Duty.
It's really fun. The blitz game mode, I think it's a bit too fast for me, to the point where like I can't stand just dying to a grenade that when you watch the kill cam back, the guy threw it from his spawn all the way across the map. That's not for me. And the game is already so incredibly fast. I feel like the middle, I think it's called Assault, the middle pacing, whereas the 8 versus 8, that is definitely where I sort of thrive, where you can still get multi-kills, but you don't have to be turning around and looking everywhere just in case someone might be there. The speed, it feels incredibly quick, like regardless of the pacing. I feel like the game, like the movement speed is fast, and you can even get perks and attachments that increase your movement speed further. The game feels incredibly fast, and some of the maps I feel like don't facilitate that blitz game mode. Like what was it, 18 versus 18 in blitz? But some of the maps are tiny.
So there's no actual like upper or lower limit. They just tweak it per map. So if 8v, if like usually it's like 10v10. If 10v10 is too much on a map, this is what you're getting on blitz. If 15 is too much on a map, this is what you're getting. So it depends on the map. So that's always chaos. Like what's the number
it's
that
crazy.
we can get, and that's what they do.
Crazy, man. What? Go on, Connor. Was you going to say something?
Yeah, that fast pace is like one of the main like parts I really like about the game. There are so many games, especially in, like the FPS genre right now, that are really appeal to that tactical sort of like slow, methodical sort of gameplay, and being able to like slap on blitz or even like Assault, like you said, and like whack on an SMG and just dash around and have a really kind of exciting time with it is really appealing. It is. They've done a really good job with it, I think.
I think
that
so.
Choice.
I think so. I feel like there's a big argument with Call of Duty at the moment for them to take a year off, and see what they can do to innovate and change the formula. But I think people don't really understand that Call of Duty is an iterative franchise. So year on year, it doesn't feel like the game changes much. But if you were to compare like this Call of Duty all the way back to, actually don't go too far back, let's say like, is it Infinite Warfare, Future Warfare? Which one was the crap one?
Infinite Warfare is the one that people hated for sure.
If you compare Call of Duty Vanguard to that, the game has come leaps and bounds. And as a shooter, like the core fundamentals of a good shooter that feels nice, Vanguard is definitely doing a lot. To touch on maps a little bit, what do you guys think of playing like Dome from World at War and stuff? I was like, yo, I was like, I know this map. Like, it felt so good, man. What do you guys reckon of the maps as a whole, and like the destruction as well? That's new. Destruction, Battlefield vibes.
Yeah, I didn't know like how much I'd actually run into it and how like important it would be to like my game to game experience, right? But I was finding myself like figuring out where all these like destructible walls were and keeping an eye out for it. It really does keep you on your toes, because especially in these early days when you're not quite sure what the map layout is, you'll be like, you know, hitting on like on a balcony, like shooting down at people, and then some guy will just shoot you through like some destructible wall, and it's crazy. It's that sort of dynamic, excitable, sort of like changing aspect that's kind of new to this. That it does add something. It's not too much. I feel like if they overdid it, it would maybe take away from like the identity of maps, kind of make it a bit too variable. But I do like how they're doing it with this.
Yeah. What do you think, Sherif?
I like that there are a lot of maps. Like I think this is like they have 20 in total and 16 for core game modes. And then 4 for Champion Hell, which is like you might look at like 16. It's like that's not a big number, but it's so much bigger than I guess like the last 3 or 4 years of Call of Duty that I am consistently surprised. Like, have I played on this map? Whereas within the first like 6 hours with like any Call of Duty multiplayer in recent years, at least, I'm like, oh, this thing again. I haven't tried this like domination on this. Whereas now I'm like, is this the same map that you just expanded it, or is this the one that we played? Was this a Japanese map? And then they get to benefit from obviously having like different fronts of the war, Eastern and Pacific and Western, which really gives a variety of these things. I wasn't like the destruction stuff is you know, as a long time Battlefield fan, is like baby's first destruction. It's cute. It's like, it's neat. It's like, oh, look, you can shoot through these fairly simplistic and clearly marked areas on the map. And you can break the glass and you can shoot through these wooden things. It's fine. I didn't find it. It can be annoying sometimes when someone is trying to get a shot on you from like a little bit of a broken splinter that they broken like with a melee or whatever, and then you can't quite see where they are. It can be frustrating. It's not really like it didn't really like impress me or not impress me. Like I don't really have opinions on it one or another. The thing that I think is interesting is that like there's a lot of reactivity in like the objects in the map, which is cool. Like there's a lot of like clutter. There's like the vases would break, you know, bottles and things like that. It's not always it cannot always be used tactically, but it's fun to see like when a grenade go off. It's not just like a canned animation of fire and like smoke that plays. It's like, no, this table is going to get affected. There's splinters. If the grenade goes off in like, you know, in a sand environment, it's going to be different from like indoors, which I think sounds cool. It has a problem, which is like creates a lot of dust and a lot of kind of debris that makes it hard to spot enemies, but it's fun.
I want to say that I want to like double down on what you just said. The player visibility in this game sometimes is abysmal. It is, oh my god. Sometimes, say for example, if like a grenade goes off in front of you, the person behind that explosion just vanishes. Houdini gone, because you can only see the nameplate, and you're basically just spraying and praying at that point. There's a big visibility problem in this game. Like the maps are clean, but I don't know what it is. Players are blending into backgrounds a lot. For me, like I'm dying sometimes. I'm like, dude, where did I just die from? Like, who just killed me? And it's even worse in hardcore. I don't know if you guys are fans of the hardcore game mode, but no nameplates in that, so people are just laying prone. Like they're in, rough. You can see them, but you can't see them. Right, it's jarring. It's so jarring. I would love it if 'cause I know a lot of games now have the player highlights. I
Yeah.
don't know how that would work in a Call of Duty game, but the player highlights go such a long way for me in shooters these days. Valorant has it. Apex Legends has it. Is Battlefield getting it? What game got it recently? Player highlights.
When you talk about highlight, like an outline on
Yeah,
the
it's like it's like a highlight around the your enemy. I can't
Well,
remember what other game had it.
the new Battlefield has specialists that basically do that, but by default, it's just like a nameplate, and they're colored slightly differently. Like there's a light on them to indicate that they're enemies.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, visibility problem. I don't know. It can't be fixed, but it's just jarring at the moment.
I want to touch on hardcore. You just mentioned. I don't know if I could even like handle hardcore in this game. The time to kill is like so fast already.
Yeah.
It's so fast. So many guns feel like they do like so much damage, and it's because of how fast paced it is. You see people like running around corners, jumping through windows, and just like murking you in what feels like sub a second.
Yep.
Which is great, but like I don't know. I jumped in like a game of hardcore, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm too old.
Too old. The reaction times are not doing enough. Do you know what? Now I've had this in my mind since the first game I played on Call of Duty Vanguard. The first thought that crossed my mind was Warzone. Warzone has changed these Call of Duty players, man. Warzone has they are beasts now.
Demons.
They are incredible. Like before, like you would notice the one good player in the lobby.
Right.
Now everyone is jumping around corners. You can see them doing it, like on the kill cam. You can see the cogs ticking in their gameplay. They're like, okay, I'm gonna jump out, I'm gonna slide out, I'm gonna slide, I'm gonna shoot, I'm gonna go prone, I'm gonna flash this. Like they're going insane. Warzone has changed Call of Duty forever because these players are insane now. Like the bar is so much higher. Like,
it does feel like it took some people legit like 30 minutes to figure out how to slide cancel and like do all these like animation trickery. It is crazy. People are really, really good in like this game from day one.
Yeah, it is nuts. What do you guys think of the balancing? You said that you mentioned the weapons, balancing weapons as a whole, because at the moment, I don't know, man. The balancing is all over the place. So, in particular, mainly is the STG and the MP40 right now are very, very problematic. Those are your starting weapons. Right. And I just checked out a video that I posted on the channel also. The MP40 can two-shot to the body. This is a problem because this is the starting gun. Granted, the attachment that allows you to do that is level 50. Note, the levels for the guns at the moment, I think it's about 70 levels per gun, and you get attachments at each point. No, this is not something that needs to stay. This needs to go. This is a horrible feature for a game that I don't see having like a long shelf life. Call of Duty's multiplayer doesn't have a really long shelf life for most players, and to have that much to grind through and to have the challenges for your camos, if I remember correctly, attached to the level of the weapon as well. Oh no, that's going to take way too long. If you want people to experiment with builds and try new guns, you can't have so many levels. I don't think that it seems a bit too much. But yeah, those two guns, the STG and the MP40, no one's using any other gun at the moment because they are incredibly strong from out the gate as well.
Yeah, they were really, really good in the beta, and they and people think, well, are they still going to be as good when the game comes out? And no, they are still crazy. It's kind of, there's like a kind of a gulf between the really good guns and the really bad ones. Shotguns kind of don't feel good at all right now in this game compared to the MP40. Exactly, because the MP40 and SCGs are just like so good, right? Snipers are really good this game, although it's kind of, you have to, if you shoot someone in the body, pretty much they die with like the Kar98 or like most snipers. So it is interesting. It does kind of play into the run and gun aspect you're starting to see of everyone like dashing around with like assault rifles or SMGs. It is. There are some guns that do need tweaking a bit. The diversity in like guns you see people using is not much at all.
Yeah, the first balance patch is gonna have to be. They're gonna have to address a few things. I don't know how, because there's some questionable attachments that are doing a bit too much right now.
Yeah.
Sherif, what are you thinking about the weapons?
I honestly didn't. I obviously I think it's too early to talk about the balance.
Yeah.
The STG and MP40 are starter guns, so they're always going to be dominant right now because the game has been out for like 4 days. I've actually had, because the time to kill is so low, I have had good luck with every single weapon I have used, because it doesn't matter, because like it's a 3-shot, 4-shot kill anyway. So you're just experiencing like new reload animations and new sounds and new feel of the guns.
Yeah.
Like I've honestly, I had fun with the automaton AR. I've had fun with the AS44 AR. Even the M1 Grand that has way too high recoil for a Call of Duty gun. I'm playing on PC. I don't know if this is different on console. It's a 2-shot kill, guaranteed. Like it's just like it doesn't even like for me, like it doesn't even register, because you're dying so quickly and you're killing so quickly. The only thing that actually like stands out is like weapon recoil, which is the thing that you grind attachments to kind of try to bring down a little bit and control. But other than that, it's like this is high rate of fire. All of them, I feel like they all have high rates of fire. Boom, 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 done. Boom, 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 done. It just matters of like recoil and like how it kicks. And the attachments, you talked about like 70 levels of attachments. Some of them are like your standard, like there are 20 scopes or whatever. But the game basically, like two of the more interesting ones is that the game lets you use, pick different magazines and different ammo types. And that matters, especially if you have like something like subsonic ammo that's essentially a suppressor. So you essentially free up your barrel attachment to something else, because you're not going to show up on the minimap. And some other stuff is like FMJ. Some stuff does more damage to vehicles. You can shoot like down UAVs and stuff. It's like a lot of that stuff is some even affect your rate of fire, which is like some stuff that we've seen in Modern Warfare 2019. But it's so much bigger. Like the pool is so much bigger that it just becomes like a lot of experimentation, a lot of like having fun with these toys. Or for me, at least, it was. I'm not really worried about like the balance stuff. It's just I'm dying really quickly to everything. Like it doesn't even. It's not even like, oh, this guy's using an MP40. Everyone is using it. Like Modern Warfare was like, of course this guy has an M4 and an overkill perk with a fucking 870 shotgun when you get close to them. Like that was the meta for like a month. Modern Warfare 2019. Here it's like, no, I saw a dude with a shield last night, and I was like, really? Like you like now? I feel like this is like something that you feel like an S&D or something that you're like, oh,
shield and pistol. Was it a shield and pistol?
No, I don't know if you can use I haven't unlocked it yet, but I don't know if you can use a shield with something. I think it was just like blocking like a hard point for his team.
God damn.
Which is like this dude is like 4 days. Like what is what?
He's sweating. He's sweating.
So like it's all been kind of fun because the time to go is still low. It's too low.
Yeah. Saying all of this, I'm still having fun of it. You're right. It is very fast. You're dying, you're killing, you're dying, you're killing. I know a lot of people don't really like that loop, because that is never ending. It's been that for a long time. You can you have to really tell yourself. You have to really say to yourself, slow down if you want to get the higher kill streaks, because you will get stuck on UAV, and you will get stuck on just the what's the guided missile, the
glide bomb.
That's all you experience if you just play Call of Duty normally. But if you slow down, you can't actually get to the higher kill streaks, because if you'd say let's just sprint around every corner, you are going to get caught out. It's impossible. There's players everywhere. With this, I feel like you have to play with so much anticipation that you have to just know that someone's going to be around that corner. Like I was playing as if I'm used to slower games, Valorant and Apex again, like where you have time and the time to kills aren't as high. I say that in Valorant, it's one shot head to the head, but Apex Legends, for example, you can be out in the open for a little bit, get shot at, and not just die immediately. So it's weird with Call of Duty. I am going to slow down my gameplay a little bit and try and get some of the higher kill streaks, but it's fun. It is really fun, and I feel like it didn't get enough credit. It hasn't been getting enough credit for how good of a shooter it actually is. A multiplayer shooting experience. There's loads of things that need to be addressed, but it's not even been a week, so we'll give it the time it needs, and we'll see how it goes. Final thoughts from you guys? Yes or no? Do you recommend it?
Yeah, totally. I think it's a really, really even if you're not super into Call of Duty, it's a super fun. Like you can stick it in blitz mode and just run around and shoot people and have a really good time, just because of like how good like the foundational gameplay, like how good the guns feel, how much customization there is. It's a lot. It's a cool like casual shooter, and if you want to take it seriously, if you want to sweat at it, there is room for that. And I'm really
Yeah,
excited to see how the people who get really, really into the game like mess around and figure stuff out in the
yeah,
coming weeks, months,
yeah,
etc. I'm interested to see how the game evolves.
definite. And you, Sharif?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of room for experimentation with the attachments, especially the ammo types and the magazine types. And I think we're gonna see some broken builds. I think we're gonna see interesting builds. So they're gonna be. You really need to be like on the ball with balanced stuff, especially now that they're letting players control things like rate of fire and control
Yep.
things that traditionally are protected. But yeah, I would easily recommend this. I had a terrible time with the beta, and playing this, it's such a night and day difference.
Yeah.
And people were snarkily calling this like Modern Warfare World War II, which like that's not a bad thing. Like the like I love the weapon animation. I like the high recoil. I like the feel of the guns in the game. It's faster than Modern Warfare for sure. But yeah, it's fun to shoot guns in that game, which is not something I'm
Yeah.
always not something I always say about Call of Duty, because just like Black Ops Cold War, it was like this is not enjoyable.
Yeah.
Just specifically like the feel of the gun and like the animations and stuff. Something I care about. Like if you're in it for that, just like Connor said, put it on blitz, and then just it's not gonna matter. Just keep going, just enjoy the guns, unlock the stuff, get the dopamine. You'll really like it.
Definitely. Definitely. Good conversation, boys. Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer. We will be back to speak about zombies and the campaign. Peace out, everyone.
See it.
See ya.